Hello, friends. Welcome to another edition of James's Gems of the Week, presented by James and Loki the Chihuahua, who I think hears an ice cream truck passing outside right now. So Loki may decide to walk off and head back to his bed or something. But in this weekly feature, I, James Stevenson, walk you through the tweets that I have liked on Twitter over the past week and explain why I liked them. So, without further ado, or a Drew, I don't have a Drew here, so I'll just have to bring up Twitter. And I have queued this up to the last tweet that I explained that I liked in last week's episode of James's Gems of the Week. Which, if you didn't catch this 90-minute conversation I had with Farzad, there are chapters included in that video I mentioned last week. So go check that out. And we had a fun conversation about Tesla and forecasts and all sorts of interesting topics for the future of Tesla if you're an investor. All right. So the next tweet that I liked after that one came from Steckerado. During Tesla's Q4 2014 earnings call, Elon Musk said, "We're going to spend staggering amounts of money on CapEx. I mean, for good reason and with a great ROI." Yeah, that was a good tweet. I got tagged in that one, so I like that. Next we have a tweet here with Papa Elon Musk telling us to buy the dip.
It's not really a big deal.
That was the highlight
I
of the
think if you
shareholder
see
meeting.
people panicking, then instead of saying, "Oh man, my stock's gone down," there's a buying opportunity.
I sure hope the audio came through okay on that, because it was very choppy for me here in person, so maybe it came through okay through the board. All right, the next tweet that I liked came from Stephen Mark Ryan. We did it, fam, hearts, and a celebration emoji here. Next up, 420 million, so 69 million views on Stephen Mark Ryan's channel. Congratulations, sir. That is outstanding. Next, tweet from the self-appointed Pope of Muscanity at Rational Etienne, who tweeted, "Well played, simulator. Canadian Junior Musk Metals is buying the Elon Lithium project in Quebec." So, that's... You don't see that happen every day. People sure like to name things after Nikola Tesla, so maybe they'll start naming a bunch of stuff after Elon Musk. I don't know. Another tweet from Stephen Mark Ryan. We'll be interested to hear more details around this. $5 billion is a solid deal and comes 2 years since this. Please mine more nickel, a quote by Elon Musk. And the news here is that Indonesia says Tesla is striking a $5 billion deal to buy nickel products. Let me zoom out just a little bit here, there. That way all the tweets will show up in the right place. Okay. And you can see them without overlapping with my video. All right, so up we go. Another tweet from Stephen Mark Ryan, who was knocking it out of the park on Twitter. Just did the numbers. I've posted 737 consecutive daily videos over 2 years straight. Decent streak. Yeah, by my math, that is more than 2 years worth of daily videos. So if anybody out there has been doubting Stephen Mark Ryan's work ethic, that's pretty spectacular. Track record of showing up to work every day, not a single day's vacation in 2 years, posting to YouTube every day. Next, a tweet from Matt Smith. The Tesla Q ETF launched to short Tesla is down 25% since launching last month. So in a single month, the Tesla short ETF has lost 25%. Friends, that is not how you draw it up when you are trying to figure out how to create an ETF and sell it to people. You do not want it to be down 25% in the first month. That's a bad start. And Earl of Frunk Puppy, at 28 Delays Later on Twitter, replied, "Who had Tesla Q ETF creation listed as a catalyst?" So most of you probably got that already, but for those who don't understand why that makes any sense, a catalyst just means something that causes change to occur. But when you're talking about a stock catalyst, you're talking about something that causes the price of that stock to change. Usually you're talking about news that you expect to happen in the future. So the problem with this whole concept is the efficient markets hypothesis, which says, yeah, but if people expect that news to happen, then it's already priced in to the stock. What do I mean by that? I mean the smart money has bought already in anticipation that the dumb money, meaning the people who will read that news only after it's been published and then buy the stock, because they're finally convinced that they're going to buy the stock, will have to buy from the people who front ran the trade. The smart money bought low so that they could sell high to the crowd of buyers who waited until after the news had been published to move. So there's this problem where you say, hey, there's going to be 20 stock catalysts this year, so this stock is definitely going to go up every time that news hits. Well, no, sometimes it's a buy the hype, sell the news event where people expected the news to happen and bought the stock, and then after the news happened, they sold because they wanted to move on to the next thing or whatever. But there you go. That's certainly explaining the joke way too much. Next, one of the tweets from a long thread by @ENN_Noppenloss, who I've mentioned many times before in James's Gems of the Week, because this account puts out lots and lots of really high quality tweets. And I can't like them all, especially when they come 31 at a time. But this whole thread is about the bill that passed the House and the Senate of the U.S. Congress last week, and that Joe Biden will enthusiastically sign into law effective 2023. So there's a lot of confusion around this bill, and probably nearly all the people who voted for this bill did not read the bill to even know what the terms are that are in it, right? So a lot of people are down on this bill. A lot of Tesla fans are down on this bill. And if Congress is going to waste money, and they will, I'm in favor of them wasting it this way. As a Tesla investor, I'm in favor of them putting incentives in place for people to buy electric vehicles, including Teslas. Probably including Teslas. There's a lot of specifics in here, and I can't go through this whole thread, but go check it out. I'll put a link in the video description so you can go find it and read up on that. And I think I've got some more tweets in here that I liked later on. But the next tweet that I liked came from Ray4Tesla on Twitter, showing a 10-minute difference at the delivery center in Beijing. So here's a lot of Teslas waiting to be picked up, and here's the space where a lot of Teslas waiting to be picked up formerly were. A lot of people. Well, you can see one taking delivery right here and getting their photo taken. So, yeah, a lot of happy Tesla buyers in Beijing. No word from parking lot enthusiast Paul Dezan on his take on these, because he has certainly blocked Ray4Tesla from his Twitter experience. Next, tweet from the Short Shorts historian @TeslaHistorian, who is always featured in James's Gems of the Week. This day in Tesla Q history, thanks for the memo. It was really helpful. Clown. With not a big deal 111 4 years ago. This was a very big anti-Tesla account years ago. I'll just cheat this back over a little bit to get it back into the frame here some. Okay. Breaking Tesla memo, attention all Tesla employees. Zero reason to work for Tesla anymore. There is no upside in your stock options. You can all quit and go home now. You know you're dying to. Do it while the job market is hot. That is a typical tweet that you would have found from 3 Aces back in 2018. And here's where the stock price was then. And, well, the rest is history. Next tweet from a different thread. This is from a 25 tweet thread that goes into really specific scientific specifications from the bill. So this tweet in particular said this includes anodes, cathodes, electrodes, additives, etc. 10% of their production cost, critical minerals, same, batteries, $35 per kilowatt hour, battery modules, $10 per kilowatt hour. These are tax rebates that are part of this bill. If you're selling products, if you're buying and selling battery packs, you're buying them from a supplier and you're selling them to a customer, you're entitled to receive these benefits. So it's not just an EV buyback credit in here. This is all cumulative, people, being pointed out in this thread with screenshots. The receipts are all here from the bill. So you can see re-equipping facilities to recycle and recover critical materials is also covered by this credit. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Energy storage, energy generation from solar and wind. There's a lot in this bill. And I wish I had time to go through the whole thing right now, but it's James's Gems of the Week, so I got to keep moving. I'll leave this link in the video description as well if you want to go check all that out. The next tweet here, credits in the section are, however, capped at 25% of the total Chapter 1 normal taxes and surtaxes tax bill in any given year, but they have a 1-year carryback and a 20-year carry forward. So what this is saying is, if you're trying to figure out what tax rate to use for Tesla, knowing that they're going to be benefiting from this bill, reducing their tax obligation, there is a provision in the bill that limits it to only 25% of the taxes that would otherwise have been owed. So if you see anybody dropping Tesla's tax obligation in the US to $0 or to 0%, that's wrong. You only want to take it down to 75% of the amount that would otherwise have been owed due to that provision in the bill. It's not going to make your corporate income taxes free in the US, even if your business only sells, battery packs or solar panels and stuff. All right, the next tweet here from Sawyer Merritt News. Tesla Model Y has overtaken the Mercedes-Benz GLC and is now Europe's best-selling premium midsize SUV in the first half of 2022. So take that, everybody who's been saying that Tesla's sales are over in Europe and they've been surpassed by competitors. Model Y also outsold the third place BMW X3 and fourth place Volvo XC60. Only other EV in the top 10 was the Audi Q4 e-tron in 7th. So that was a good tweet. Elon Musk tweeted, happens to almost everyone. What happens to almost everyone? Well, Eva McMillan at Eva S, Tesla S Plaid, tweeted that the reason Elon should get Twitter for a huge discount or walk is that she had to block 22 fake bot accounts today. Now found out someone is impersonating my account using EVA1 Tesla S Plaid with her personal picture. That's an awful act and should be punished, and that's what Elon was saying happens to almost everyone. Prene pointing out there are literally verified scam bots impersonating Elon. And I replied here, laughing, and then the monocle face emoji, and then laughing again, retweeting myself here with the top 10 list that I tweeted back in May of accounts that I've had to get suspended for impersonating me, with handles such as L cannot underscore enough, I cannot 2 underscores enough, I cannot with only 1 N underscore enough, I cannot underscore enough, that's an A impersonation, I annot underscore enough, I see what you did there, I cannot underscore inu, gee, what's missing? At cannot underscore enough, where am I? I cannot underscore Inuif. Nobody wants an extra I. I cannot Inug, could not underscore at all. And I cannot enough underscore underscore. Always leave them wanting more underscores. So I thought that was worth bringing back up again as a fun retrospective on the people who've been trying to impersonate me. All right, I'll back up again. Hopefully not go too far. Yes, I'm still back in my likes. Funny Things Happen at Simon Funny Thing on Twitter tweeted not just the Model Y is the best-selling vehicle, it is 2x the price of RAV4 and 3x of Corolla, and with 2 to 3 times the margin, which means the Model Y is 4 to 6 times more profitable per unit. And by November or December this year, Model Y will be the best-selling vehicle globally. So this was a fantastic tweet that earned a like from me. In response to Squawk Box here on Tesla sales surging in California. Now, I don't know if the audio is going to play here.
They are killing it, Brian, and the reason this is important is because California is the #1 auto market in the country. It is the most competitive market. Tesla's always done well there, but they have taken it to a new level in the first half of this year. This is new data from the California New Car Dealers Association. These are the #1 models overall, not just among EVs, but overall. Model Y is #1, Model 3 #2. The Tesla brand sales up 82%. A big part of why Tesla does so well in California is because it's...
Yeah. All right, so in case the audio isn't working very well there, I'll just stop it there. But great news. And Farzad retweeted that same tweet with that same video, tweeting, read the replies and tell me if there's room to grow. So there are a lot of folks out there with questions about Tesla, and those are the folks who are going to be buying Teslas in a few years. They're just curious, trying to get information. But before people buy their first EV, they have a lot of apprehension about the experience. And after people buy their first EV, they buy EVs from then on, right? Those apprehensions fade quickly when you realize, oh, I don't ever have to go to the gas station. This is pretty fantastic. Hey, it's only costing me 20% as much to fuel my car as it used to cost me to fill my gasoline car. This is way better. Yeah, James Catt also retweeted this, saying just #1 and #2 in North America's biggest car market, no big deal. North America's biggest car market being the state of California. And a couple of tweets here from Holmar's blog on Twitter. Deep down in their blood, Ford are liars. They let the media laud them for launching a $40,000 affordable EV for the mainstream. Once all the articles were written, they immediately raised the price. They knew full well they would have to. Well, Tesla has been criticized for a very similar situation with the Tesla Model 3, which was available for $35,000 for a short period of time. So there is a corollary to be drawn here. But I liked this tweet anyway because it's true. And next, I liked probably the following tweet. Orders are closed due to insane demand. Right. Orders are closed because you're losing your shirt. Yeah, they can't make money at $40,000, so they had to raise the price. Also, it's a pretty strong market for autos right now. In general, for those who are able to produce to satisfy them. Next, a tweet from Sawyer Merritt News. Ford raises price of electric F-150 Lightning by up to $8,500 due to significant material cost increases. So along these same lines of Ford price raises. The starting prices for the 2023 F-150 Lightning will now range from about $47,000 to $97,000, up between $6,000 and $8,500 depending on the model. My goodness, that's a lot. And then he chased that with, imagine what this thing will cost now with dealership price adjustments. So if you're not aware of what Ford dealers do with EVs, sometimes they can only get 1 or 2 per dealership because Ford's not making very many of them. So they add a line on the itemized invoice that says dealer markup, and it'll be like 50 grand. Just pure extra profit to that dealership above what they paid when they bought that vehicle from Ford. So, yeah, there are benefits to not having to go to a dealership. Pretty much everything about not having to go to a dealership is a benefit in my mind. Next tweet from Earl of Frunk Puppy at 28 delays later. O'Dowd family reunion. So let's make this big and admire it. Yeah, that's what Dan O'Dowd cares about. He cares about cutouts. Let's make sure they are kept safe and protected from evil Tesla full self-driving that has you in the scope. The crosshairs are drawn on you if you're a mannequin or a cardboard cutout. All right, next is a tweet from Visual Capitalist at Visual Cap. Visualizing 10 years of global EV sales by country via VC Elements. Let's see if I click it if it gets bigger. I mean, kind of. Well, you can see the whole thing at once. So, yeah, this is a good graphic I mentioned over here. The perfect visualization to show the why would Tesla keep building factories in China crowd. Well, this is why. China is the world's #1 electric vehicle market by a lot. It's not close. You can see on the chart here, like, don't expect this to get very different very quickly. China is going to want to buy lots of EVs for a long time into the future. They have really begun the world's transition to electric vehicles in earnest, and places like the US are very small in comparison. All right. Well, everywhere is small in comparison to China's adoption of electric vehicles to this point. Hopefully that tide starts shifting soon. Next, another tweet from the Short Shorts historian at Tesla Historian. This day in Tesla Q history, there won't be an HBO documentary about Tesla Q, maybe a Comedy Central special. So here was Contrarian Short and Joe back in 2019, so 3 years ago. Contrarian Short began, the best part of betting against frauds is, after they collapse, people come out of the woodwork to say how obvious it was. Hashtag Tesla Q. And Joe said, can't wait for the HBO documentary. Well, you're going to have to wait, because there's not going to be an HBO documentary chronicling the triumph of the short sellers over Tesla, because that ain't how the story went. You bet against the best stock pick of the last 10 years. How does that feel, short sellers? Like, the one stock that was the worst bet for you to bet against is the one you bet against. Crazy. Like, you understand how they can be so upset still about it. All right, here's another tweet from Nop and Loss. I'm still noticing a lot of hand-wringing about the EV credit on Twitter, so I think some examples are in order with made-up numbers just as examples. So I can't read you through this long thread either, but there's a lot of good information in here. So I will also leave this thread linked in the video description. Man, I'm repeating myself a lot on that one. Too many good threads from that account this week. Earl of Frunk Puppy tweeted that the high voltage connector might prematurely corrode. If this happens, water can leak through the connector into the pack. GM doesn't outline the possible results of water getting into the battery pack, but the outcome wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, not ideal. One of the things that you want your battery pack to be is watertight. You want a watertight battery pack. That's high on the list of things you want your battery pack to be. So get to work on that, General Motors. Next, a tweet from Elon Musk. Tesla 500-mile range semi-truck starts shipping this year. Cybertruck next year. So people are not expecting semis to get delivered in Q4 of this year, but I am in my forecast, which I will be tweeting out soon. Next, Elon Musk wrote this 6 years ago, Master Plan Part 2, so go check that out if you haven't seen it before. Warren Redlick, next with a tweet, Model Y records aren't surprising, we expected that. Semi this year was unexpected. What's he replying to here? Well, it was... oh, I need to scroll all the way up here to the poll that I put out. Which breaking news of the past 24 hours was most important to a long-term Tesla stockholder? The joke here at the time was that we had only found out the day before that Elon Musk had sold a bunch of Tesla stock over the previous 3 trading days in case he needs to buy more of Twitter personally as part of that court settlement outcome, however that resolves itself. So the other items here, none of them are that. So we've got Gigafactory 1, where they programmed the conveyance carts to play Mario Brothers Nintendo game music so that you can hear them coming. Gigafactory 3, Model Y records, they're producing at record levels, and Tesla Semi will start deliveries before the end of this year. That was the winner of the poll. That's important. If you're a long-term Tesla investor, that's what you care about. Hey, let's transition the world to sustainable energy. That is Tesla's mission. Next, a tweet from Teslarati. Tesla FSD beta testers are disproving recent claims that FSD beta hits children. CC Elon Musk. I drive with FSD beta with my kids in the car all the time, said Tesla Driver 2022. I see how safe it is. It's safer than anything else out there. Yeah, I have FSD beta on my own personal Tesla as well and drive it all the time. And it stops for pedestrians. That's for sure. We don't know how Dan O'Dowd conducted his test exactly because he did such a poor job documenting it, which could have been intentional. I did a video on Dan O'Dowd as Who's Hating Hard on Tesla Today, so you can go check that one out. I'll try to leave a link in the video description for that one as well. In relation to this, so Compulize had a comment on the topic. What kind of professional testing uses a handheld camera unless you're trying to hide the bottom of the screen, which would show warnings that you're intentionally pressing down the accelerator pedal or the brake, we don't know, lightly, or maybe even blocking a camera. So if you do those things, you're interfering with what FSD would otherwise have been doing. You can see the error comes up on the screen like, hey, driver, pay attention, buddy. You got to take over here. That happened before collision, before impact, probably every single time, which is why they didn't use this footage in their commercial. They used the one that had the gray line instead of the blue line, which proves that FSD wasn't engaged at all during that commercial. All right, Stephen Mark Ryan tweeted, I often hit intraday highs of $42.0 in reply to my tweet, Tesla intraday high plus $42.0 after Elon Musk's $6.9 billion sale. Simulation confirmed. All right, the next tweet here from Farzad. Thanks for sharing, James. The comments, in my opinion, are an excellent reminder to think twice about doubting Tesla's ability to execute. What was Farzad replying to here? Well, I retweeted and commented on his Tesla forecast model, which he published to Reddit in 2013, and you can still go read the 9-year-old comments on that Reddit post. So get your popcorn ready. People did not expect Tesla to become one of the world's largest, most successful, and most financially strong companies, but Farzad did, and a few others did who invested big in Tesla back then and are happy they did. Elon Musk tweeted, thanks, but I already have one. What was he replying to? Jim Farley, Ford CEO, saying, take that, Elon Musk. So, Elon with the dad joke. here. He's got one already. He says they've already got one. All right, that's for you Monty Python fans out there. I think the approved language these days is height-challenged sellers. So this was a comment on an article called I Began Just Losing Money Every Day, featuring 4 short sellers who I featured in the most recent episode of Who's Hating Hard on Tesla Today. Let's see, it was Andrew Left and George Noble and Cass and Mark B. Spiegel and Gordon Johnson. So those 5 were hating hard on Tesla in this article, as they have been daily for 5 years, with the exception of Andrew Left, who waffled some for a while and went long Tesla before he shorted it again. So that crew does not like Elon Musk, which you can read all about in that article. Here's a tweet from Sawyer Merritt. Elon sold 7.9 million Tesla shares in his recent August sales and now holds just over 155 million shares total, or about 15% of Tesla. So Elon's still far and away Tesla's #1 shareholder, selling only about 5 or 6% of the Tesla stock that he owned before he started selling. Next, a tweet from Earl of Frunk Puppy. I'm going to ignore the haters and keep plagiarizing all my content in order to get Elon replies. Wrote this for whoever needs to copy it. Yeah, I like that tweet. Next, a tweet from Chuck Cook. Hey, Twitter. Yesterday, following the ADAS driver on the unprotected left turn, notice the creeping behavior, brake lights, and the pose when ego, that's the car's path, is inserted at an angle in the median while pausing for traffic from the right. This is looking great. And then he tagged Elon and Ashok Elaswamy, who runs the Tesla Vision and full self-driving programs. So, good look. I'll let it run. This is a tough left turn here across high-speed traffic from both directions. This is a problem Tesla FSD has to solve. So you can see here, the car goes halfway across, turns, stops, waits for it to get clear, and then proceeds like it should. So that's how you want to do it. Next, a tweet from Musk University. Now, I don't know if this account has been around for a long time or if it's only now starting to get noticed, but Elon has liked a few tweets lately from @Musk University that have quotes from him, including this one about the U.S. national debt. Spending is the real problem, and Nobel Prize winner in economics. Let me take a sip of my coffee for a second. Oh, mental blocks are the worst when you get them, and I'll come back to that one in a minute. Elon Musk said, yup, here. I have the wrong name popping into my mind. I have Martin Freeman, who's great in Sherlock and the Hobbit movies, but he did not win the Nobel Prize for economics. So you can all reply in the comments. And Milton Friedman is the guy. There, I came up with it. That wasn't so hard, was it? Milton Friedman would agree with Elon Musk that spending is the real problem when Washington continues spending a lot more money than they take in tax revenues. You're going to get an increasing national debt, and you're going to get inflation problems. All right. Next, a tweet from Trevor Page. I do these videos live. I don't clip out anything, so you get to see all my foibles and fumbles. He's that way because he built his own echo chamber. He doesn't want to hear anything other than Tesla/Elon is bad. He's the embodiment of a confirmation bias. Who are we talking about here? Well, it's Mark B. Spiegel. So he's a piece of work. I also tweeted out that article to which Trevor replied, Spiegel is demented. And I said he's a piece of work. So you can find this tweet and check it out. This was a presentation Mark B. Spiegel gave at a conference for short sellers in New York in May of 2018, talking about all the reasons why Tesla was doomed. So he said the competition was coming and that Tesla would be just another player in a very crowded EV space full of really good products. That's the short version of what he said. It's a lot funnier the way he says it. Next, a tweet from @HikingSkiing on Twitter, Big Tesla. I stole this one from @ICannot_enough, but this is exactly how I feel. So that's my license tag on my car. Thanks, Elon, which I replied to with a little photo of the background you can see right back here behind me. With my Tesla tequila bottle, for those of you who are good at finding Waldo, my Cyber whistle is right here. I've got a Tesla umbrella on top. Then a couple of mugs from mug tweets when Elon Musk mentioned me and said nice things about me. I got tweet mugs for those. And keep those on my shrine to Tesla back here as my YouTube channel backdrop. Next, a tweet from Sawyer Merritt @Sawyer Merritt. Breaking: U.S. House of Representatives has officially passed the $430 billion Inflation Reduction Act, which contains the $7,500 EV credit. The bill will now head to President Biden's desk for his signature to sign into law. The new EV credit will go into effect January 1st, 2023. I thought he chased that with more information, but maybe it's not there. So that's great. We're happy as Tesla investors that that bill has been passed. Even if it hadn't been passed, Tesla was in great shape already, but they're in better shape with it, for sure. Farzad Misbahi @Farziness on Twitter tweeted, mark your calendars, Thursday, 8/18, 4 p.m. Central, James Dalma will be joining the channel live for a discussion regarding Tesla Bot, AI Day 2, FSD, AI, AGI, and so much more. So check that out. Here's a tweet from Tesla Natrix on Twitter. My Tesla saved me just now. Any slower vehicle and human pilot would have crashed right into me. Obviously only checking traffic coming from the left. Well, this is a very poor design on this van. You can see, looking through the passenger window here, if I get my cursor out of the way, the view over their right shoulder at that angle, or the view to their right and just behind them, is obstructed by the B-pillar and by this tinted window back here. So they could not see any traffic coming from their right before trying to make this left turn. And Chris here was lucky to be in a Tesla where you can floor the accelerator and get out of harm's way. Do not try that in competing vehicles. Next, a tweet from 4TH Green World with no O. Fourth from the sun, Mars, Phobos, and Deimos. You're super duper fun. Earl's just trying to get that service center for himself. You know, can't blame him for his commitment to excellence. So what was this a reply to? Oh, it was to me tweeting out last week's James's Gems of the Week, in which I teased that I would talk about Earl and why Earl is the worst. So I didn't get to actually why Earl is the worst, but I thought it made for a good clickbait headline for a tweet anyhow, to drive more engagement. That's what I'm after. And next is a tweet from Holmar's blog. Tesla Full Self-Driving is the only self-driving system that can try and take you anywhere you want to go. So a couple of important clauses in this statement are why I liked it. It's very well qualified. It will try to take you anywhere you want to go. There are competing self-driving systems that will take you nearby places. So in San Francisco, you can get one if it's between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And in Chandler, Arizona, you can get one that'll take you to other places in Chandler, Arizona. But if you want to go places that aren't inside San Francisco or Chandler, Arizona city limits, get a Tesla and press the right steering wheel button on it and say, drive me to wherever you're going, and your Tesla, equipped with full self-driving beta, will try to take you there. I did it this morning and have been enjoying FSD beta for many months now. It will try to take you where you want to go, but always remain alert and vigilant and prepared to take over if necessary. And the last tweet for James's Gems of the Week this week from @TeslaSG. Global BEV sales first half 2022. Look at the top of the list there in the red font. Tesla sold 564,743 BEVs worldwide at an average selling price of about 65 grand. Look at the others on the list below. So not only are they selling fewer electric vehicles at BYD, SAIC, Volkswagen, and Hyundai, they're also selling them at lower ASPs. And I would add to this, they're also selling them at lower operating profit margins. So that is a triple whammy. Tesla is out in front on volume and rate and mix and profitability. This is a happy confluence if you are a Tesla investor. And that brings me to the end of this week's James's Gems of the Week. If you've enjoyed this video, click the like button. That really helps out my channel and drives more people to be able to see the thumbnail that you clicked on to watch this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you could go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell if you want to know when I'm posting fresh content to YouTube, and I will see you in the next one.